Hello YouTube fans, Jose Franz here one more time. So today we have a potato edition. So we're gonna be making scalloped potatoes. Alright, so it'll be a fun one, so follow me, okay? So here's our ingredients for the scalloped potatoes. So we have Idaho potatoes that we're gonna be peeling. And then we have some heavy cream, some black pepper, butter. I like to use unsalted butter. And then I do have some mozzarella cheese, okay? And we're gonna be making it in 2 small cast pans, okay? These glass pans I like because I can see everything that's going on. And then we'll go from there, okay? So we're gonna peel our potatoes. Make sure that you have another container with cold water so you can drop them in there to avoid them getting brown or oxidized, whichever word you prefer. One thing to keep in mind while making scalloped potatoes is that you will need all the starch as possible naturally from the potato. So you want to keep the potatoes in water whole and not slice, okay? So we're gonna be slicing these potatoes and building our scalloped potatoes right in the pan as I'm slicing. That way all that starch from the potato itself stays within the product that we're trying to accomplish.
So here we have, all the potatoes are nice and clean, so we're going to be making the sauce to go into the potatoes, okay?
So here we have our 2 dishes all butter up. Okay, while our cream is getting hot, we are gonna get the cheese open. So here's the cream. Make sure you taste the cream for salt and pepper before adding it to the potatoes, okay? Alright, so we have our potato here. We're taking that out of the water. Okay, so as we slice, we're literally gonna layer it into our bowl. Now, I like my scalloped potatoes to be a little thicker than au gratin. Au gratin are a little bit thinner, so that's probably about 1/4 inch, okay? So we'll put our potatoes lined up. You can have some overlapping, so it's not too like that. We're gonna put a little bit of cheese, okay, and then we'll do another layer. Make sure your cream that you put your pepper and your salt is well seasoned, because you know, potatoes absorb a lot of salt, and they need a lot of salt too, to make sure you have a well-balanced flavor dish. Okay. So as you notice, these potatoes are containing their natural starch, which it will adhere to each other on the baking process. Okay. We'll put a little bit more cheese. Okay, now that we have our potatoes there, we are gonna grab our well-seasoned heavy cream. Okay, and then we're just gonna ladle it in there. And make sure you're not shy. Make sure you have plenty of liquid in there, because those potatoes are gonna just absorb everything that we put on their pad. Okay, make sure they're nice and juicy. Okay. With a spoon, we just make sure they're nice and wet there. Okay. So we have our first one ready. Let's work on the second one. So here's our second one. So remember, as you're preparing this scalloped potatoes, please make sure that you turn the oven at 350 to preheat. Okay, that way you don't have to wait on the oven. So the next thing to do for us is to really take our dishes, and then we're gonna place them down in a tray. That way, in case there's any spillage, your stove doesn't get all dirty. Alright, so we have had our oven preheat at 350, and it's gonna take approximately about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. Okay, so if you're planning to have your meal at that time, just be aware that it does take about 40 minutes on the oven. Okay, so we're gonna put this in our oven and we're gonna wait. So here we go. We're gonna put our timer for 35 minutes. One item that we're gonna do to enhance our scalloped potatoes, we are gonna use panko, which is a breadcrumb. It's just thicker coarse. Okay, and then we're gonna mix it with some of our previous mozzarella that we used on our scalloped potatoes. Now, remember, the cheese is optional. You don't have to put it. I just like it because it gives a little more richness. And then, so the butter we're gonna melt in the microwave, and then we're gonna mix it with our bread panko. And then once it's kind of cooled down a little bit, we're gonna mix it with our cheese. At the end result, we're gonna have a combination of breadcrumbs, butter, and cheese. And then when our potatoes are 3/4 of the way full or completed, sorry I said full, but I don't know why, but when it's completed, we're gonna top them off with this, and then that's gonna create a crust right on top of it. Okay, so here we added the butter. We're gonna toss it around. Make sure all that breadcrumb is coated. Then we're gonna mix the cheese. So we have taken our scalloped potatoes out. They're 3/4 of the way cooked. So we're gonna top them off with our mixture of breadcrumbs, butter, and mozzarella cheese. So here we go, it's all topped off. So we're gonna put it back in the oven, and so far it has taken 45 minutes, so I'm assuming that it might take another 15 minutes just to get it where we want it to be. Okay, so anticipate an hour of cooking. So here is a perfect example of what I was talking about, why we should put a tray right underneath the product, just because some of the heavy cream will boil over. I took a knife and make sure the scallops were tender, and so far they are. So I'm gonna take them out and let them rest. So today we're gonna have Nathan taste our scalloped potatoes. Let's see what he thinks. Okay, so we're gonna have him, let him dig into A little hot.
Yeah, it's hot. Look, it's really cheesy. You can taste a little bit of the salt. And also you taste potatoes. It's a great combination. It's well balanced.
All right. Let's go check ourselves. Okay, we're gonna dig into our scalp so you can see all that nice steam. Nice and hot. Okay. And then we have all the breadcrumbs right on top, nice and brown. And you can see some of that cheese as well. So we're gonna taste it out and see what we have. Okay. So we have our second tester, Mai. Mai, taste your scallop potato, see what do you think? What do you think?
Creamy. Delicious.
All right. Perfect. So enjoy your scallop potatoes with any dish that you would like.